Okay, now that we have a really good understanding of what it is that we need to do for this first lesson, let me talk about how to get you set up for the entire semester of taking notes. So let's start by going to the modules link in our course. And here we're able to see all 13, really you have 12 learning modules. This one is your reflection module. All right, so the first week is actually not counted as a module, so that's 14, and then we don't have a final exam in this class, okay? All right, so the getting started modules doesn't count as the module. So we already have roles and responsibilities of coaches in here. So the second module we're going to learn about is creating the master plan. So let's go back to that same board we started creating, and I've already sort of started it here. All right, so I've already started trying to create it for you here, and I said this is double click. This is called creating the master plan. So if you wanted to, be it with the digital tool or with a pencil, but it has to be in Miro. So you can either use, the way I'm doing it is what I mean by digital, or you can use like the pen to your iPad or the pencil to your iPad, or like the pen or something that if you have a Surface Pro or some other tablet, you can just handwrite it. As long as I can read it. If I cannot read it, then I'm not going to be able to help you much. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and lay out the rest of the semester. All right, and I just want to show you one thing. You can zoom in, or I should say out, and then you can zoom in. All right, so don't be afraid about this being too small, because you'll be able to zoom into it. Okay, because really, to be honest, I probably have this stuff a little too close. And let me just show you what I can do. I can go shift. I can just drag that like that, press down on my key, and now I can move this stuff, the whole block, the whole kit and caboodle over to the side. Okay, so all I did, all right, was I just like clicked and just dragged my box over it. It grabs everything, and now it's all highlighted. I want to bring it back, so I can bring it back. I can move it up. I can put it wherever I want to put it. All right, so if you feel like you need to space things out, you do not have to go in and do that by hand, okay? That's one kind of really neat trick. And if you watch the videos, I think you learned that in that video. Okay, so here's creating the master plan. Now, I want to show you also, so we know that's 2, right? That's 2 modules. And we know we have how many modules again? 12. Okay, so we could go ahead if we wanted to, right? And I don't know why I'm having so much trouble working with this here lately. You can move this about any other way, but let's go ahead and let's just duplicate. Let's go ahead and just create some more. All right, so I'm just going to bring this down. I can change the colors later. I can click on this and I can come back and get all this stuff tied into this neatly a little later. Okay, then I can move, oh, not that one. I moved the wrong one. I can move this. And I think there's a trick to this that I saw in the video, and I need to go back and take notes on that myself. So maybe I'll do that for the class. All right, so let's just do that. So we need, that's 1, 2, 3. And now we're ready for number 4, right? And let's just move it down. And then we're ready for number 5. So I would just get them all out here and get all of these out and then go ahead and space. So like I want to bring them all like right here together and bring the blue lines relatively up here even. Got it? And you can grab this and move it to here. You can do this however you want. But then after you go ahead and get your board set up, right? So creating the master plan, let's go and look what's next. Y'all, getting organized is like the biggest part of success. And that's one of the biggest things you're going to learn in this class. So we're creating the master plan. in module 2, and then we're going to, in module 3, learn about preseason workouts. So we can double click here. Oh, preseason, I can't see, PRE, yep, workouts. All right. And then here, we can go check what's next. Equipment inventory and organization. All right, you guys kind of get the whole idea here about how we're going to do this, and you can move all this stuff around a little later. All right, I'll actually have this done up neater later. All right, so the next one is equipment inventory and organization. I guess I'm a little obsessive. Got a little bit of need it to be neat. All right, equipment inventory and organization. Scheduling games. So we can come here and we can double click. So once you go ahead and get organized, it just makes it so much easier all the way around. So I'm going to boldface that. And the other thing I need to do is change the color. Like, so I went with that. The first one was a lighter purple, remember, way over here. Then I chose the second one was a darker purple. So I think on the third one, I don't know, maybe I'll go into some sort of gray. Okay, so it's totally your choice. This is so, it doesn't matter what colors you want to choose. All right, for me, it's so ridiculous, but I kind of like to have it on a color scheme going from one kind of color tone to the next. I know it's ridiculous, but it's me. All right, so that way you know that where each different set of knowledge is, right? Because later in the semester, I'm going to ask you in an assignment to start showing me maybe how things that you've learned here and roles and responsibilities of coaches tie in to all of these other things that you're going to be learning, okay? And so you might have a link to this. Let's just say over here, I have something like keep a spread sheet of all equipment. All right, I'm just going to do that for now. And I'm going to change the opacity of this down to 50%. I'm just going to set like a way I'm going to do this. All right. And so now I might go, okay, this, I should have a connection to this. So these two things, I want to connect these, right? I got these 3 different types. I can use a straight line. I can use one that's got a black head on the end of it, on the arrow. And then I got one that's kind of got like an open fill. So you can use whichever you want. I'm just going to use this for now. And there's also a curly one. All right. Anyway, we'll go with this for now. All right. And I'm going to say, you know what? There we go. It curls. This connects to that. All right. And so here you have some text that you can type. You see that? You can barely see that blinking on this line. All right. And let me just say it relates to for now. And I can't see the tail. Now, this is not how simple I want you to write, to be honest. I want it to be so much more in depth. But let's say, all right, I definitely want that to be much larger. Come on. Is it going to let me go any larger? Yes. All right. So now, you know, you'll be able to zoom out, and later you'll be able to say, hey, monitoring student athletic academic performance relates to a spreadsheet with your equipment, which we know it does not. I'm just trying to get a point across now that I will obviously share again with you again later. Okay. So this is what the plan is going to be, right? And if you wanted to, you could change the color of that line, which you can't see that one. But if you wanted to go back to, like, say, the blue, I typically just use black for that, but that's your choice. And you do get to pick the kind of line. All right, so you got lots and lots of options here. and where you want your text to be. Okay, do you want it to fall along the curvature of the line, or do you want it to slash across the line? All right. You can duplicate it. You can lock it so that this doesn't get broken accidentally. All right. So that's, you got a long press to unlock it. All right. So that's kind of cool. So I just long pressed. I long press right there and I just unlocked it. Now I can do whatever I want to it. Okay, I hope this tutorial has been helpful for you. I'm going to actually set my Miro up for the semester as well. And so I really recommend that you do that also. And that way you'll go ahead and have made some decisions and have gotten yourself organized, and you will feel ready to learn. All right. Okay, thanks a bunch. Again, if you have questions, please do not hesitate at all to let me know.